Right, hi guys, welcome back to Verity. And yeah, I'm with Jay. Jay, introduce
Yo,
yourself.
hello. I'm back on it again
Nice.
after a while.
Yeah, Jay's made a longer return. This is
Mm.
like the first time we're kind of using a face cam, so we're just gonna get straight into it. We're gonna be talking about the new Joker movie, which is said to be being recorded right now as we speak.
I
Jay,
want
what
to
you
talk about
thought?
the first one actually first.
Yeah, yeah.
First one was sick.
Actually, one of the movies that I genuinely did watch, like, is it
Yeah, because
DC?
you're not a yeah DC
Yeah,
yeah, but you because you're not a big like movie watcher, are you? But like
specific movies, yeah,
yeah.
but
But
not
like
these, not the superhero ones. I'm joking, not the
mm,
Marvel ones and DC. But
yeah.
I can
Now,
appreciate them.
this one was different though because it didn't have anything to do with like superheroes and all that stuff. It
Yeah,
didn't have like
yeah,
major
exactly. That's why I
CGI and
think I
stuff.
loved
It
it.
was like
It was
yeah. To be fair, if you didn't know anything about like DC anyway to start off with, and you went into that movie, you wouldn't have thought that DC's like a superhero type franchise and all that stuff because they really tackled that movie as if it was a just some random guy with like a mental health issue, you know.
yeah. That's what.
Mm.
Well, that was a movie, really, wasn't it? It's like
Yeah,
wicked
yeah, yeah,
the way they portrayed him, and I loved it. I think that obviously he won an Oscar, didn't he? So the
yeah,
acting was
yeah.
appreciated. You can't say that was underappreciated. I
Mm,
loved it.
yeah,
For someone who doesn't watch many movies, like, I can still appreciate a world class actor. You know, and he's definitely
yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. Felix, is it Felix or Phoenix?
Phoenix, like the bird, Harry Potter,
Insane
immortal one.
creature. Insane
Yeah.
creature. But yeah, nah, I appreciated him a lot. I just thought it was wicked. I love the movie so much. Do you remember
Yeah, so good.
I always say, yo, Jay, tell me this movie. I'll watch this movie. I'll make sure I watch it. Or like, just let me know I
Mm.
might watch it. I remember Joker, I actually watched it. Like,
Yeah,
genuinely
yeah,
watched it. I remember I said, yo, I'm going to watch it, and I watched it.
yeah. It was so good. I
You,
love
you
that
watched it
movie
in the
so much.
cinema, didn't
Yeah, I watched it like twice in the cinema.
you? Right.
uh, no, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Of course, you've got the cult classics, which can never really be beat, but like
You're
it's
going to say Fight Club?
up no, not even that, not even that. But like in our generation and stuff, the movies that come out, like even like the proper good ones, they still don't really match up to some of like the greatest movies of all time.
I think
Uh,
that's nostalgia.
but
Do you think part of that's nostalgia?
part of it, yeah. But like
It's with
some films
most
are
things anyway,
genuinely,
really.
yeah. Like there's a proper old film that I was telling you about as well. It's called like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something like that.
Hmm.
And it's like that's old. And when I watched it, I was like, yeah, I guess maybe some people think it's cool because like the nostalgia thing and all that stuff. But it was genuinely a really good movie. And the fact that like back then as well, camera quality wasn't great. They didn't have like great CGI. They didn't really have any CGI back then and stuff like that as well. So when I watched it and I thought, whoa, this is actually one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. I was like I know it is, and I know it can't really be beat by many modern day movies because it's like it didn't have all of that like technology and all that stuff.
That's why the
It was
Joker
just
was
purely
insane
script.
because it has
Exactly.
all of those qualities, right? With with the best camera quality, production.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Whereas nowadays, I think movies they have all the production, they have the extra stuff, but they don't have the core principles of a movie, which is a great storyline, which the viewer it needs to be connected with, and you leave the cinema. I personally always think you should leave the cinema with something to think about. Always, genuinely, always believe that. And I know I didn't
yeah,
watch the Joker in the cinema, but the same principle applies here. When I watch it on the computer, finish watching it, you think about it for a while. I think a lot of movies don't have that.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. A lot of movies like that are just kind of childish, I guess you could say. Like a lot of the Marvel movies and stuff, I still really like, because they're just like fun and they're entertaining. That's all it is really. You just want to be entertained. But
Yeah, of course.
like the ones like Joker on a completely different level because it really makes you think, keeps you
Yeah, it was
entertained
so deep,
throughout the movie.
so deep. I remember I was asking you a lot of
Yeah,
questions as well after it. I
yeah.
mean, you know how, okay, let's use Harry Potter for example. You know how they say it's ended and they've ended it perfectly and there should not be any sequels. No, I say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you? I mean, how did you feel about the Joker now that you know that there's a new one in the works? How's that affected your thoughts on that?
Uh, yeah. I mean, like,
Like, what did you originally feel? Did you originally feel
when
when you
I
watched the movie you wanted another one?
now when I came out, I loved it, but I didn't really want another one because I thought one of the things that was so good about it was like it kind of solidified the origin of him, and everything else was already known about, like him with Batman, all of that drama and all that stuff. All
Yeah.
that was already known about. It's just the bit of like the unknown part that wasn't really solid because there was loads of different ways of interpreting how he came about and all that stuff. They finally put it in writing, I guess you could say, like solidified writing.
What it
And
is
I thought that was it. I thought that that was all they needed, and I thought that the movie ended so well as
perfect.
well. You know what I mean?
I
So
mean, for someone who watches all the Marvel and DC movies, yeah, do you think Batman will make an appearance in the next one? Because if I'm remembering correctly, from the last Joker, obviously the first one, he you see him draw the smile on with blood, don't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
At the end, yeah,
So then that's the creation of the Joker. So surely the next movie's the things that the Joker does and his character that they're really showing his life, and then surely that involves
yeah,
Batman. Would you know? I
yeah.
because I mean, for someone who doesn't know much about movies, I know it's hard to say that I really doubt Batman would be in it because the
Because
Batman movies
he
are
was proper
their own
young.
thing.
Yeah, it like there's that, and also because like Batman, Bruce Wayne, he was like the small kid at
But do
that
you think
time.
they'll skip in? Do you think they'll skip time?
Skip a fair few years.
They do that quite
Uh,
often, don't they, in movies?
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. But the thing about having Batman in it and all of that stuff, and like the Joker actually being the Joker rather than becoming the Joker, I don't really know what to expect. I don't really know if Batman will be in it or if it'll be someone else. I don't really know what they'll make Joaquin do with the Joker either. Because the thing that I really liked about the first one is the fact that it was the growth of him into the Joker. It
Yeah,
was like, and I thought that's such an interesting concept because we've seen the Joker in the past loads of times done before when he's already the Joker,
yeah.
and he's just a crazy guy. There's still lots of layers to him, but mainly he's just a crazy guy who does crazy things for really weird reasons that no one really understands, and that's about it. But the part that Joaquin played in the first one, where he kind of grew into it, there was loads and loads of layers
Layers. Yeah.
scattered throughout the movie,
I
and
heard I heard I
each
heard that phrase a lot. That there was so many layers to the movie, like from reading
yeah,
online and reviews
like
and podcasts.
each
Yeah,
scene, each scene it was on a different layer, battling a different part of becoming the Joker, and even in like the same scenes, he would go through like multiple different layers just through like certain lines. You know what I mean?
do you know what I
Like
loved
so,
about it
so
a lot?
tight. So,
Is
uh,
you didn't necessarily need to know anything about previous movies, any history. All you needed to know was what a human is like, literally, and it
yeah,
open up your
yeah,
thinking. So open up your thinking and just sort of accept the fact that humans are not infallible and that everyone has issues, and it delves into it in the deepest depths. It actually does,
mm,
but then it's something
yeah,
that everyone can relate to. You know, even listen, at the end of the day, none of us experience what the Joker has. Like no one that I know, yeah,
yeah,
and yet you can relate to it,
yeah,
and that you got to give it to the acting.
yeah,
Do you know? On a
yeah,
side note, how do you think about this? I saw a comment. I'll give you two. I mentioned one before. Okay, of course we want Joaquin Felix to play it, but just
yeah,
imagine on a side note, yeah. I'll give you two people. Who would you rather? Pete Davidson, if he worked on that type of acting, right? Imagine his stature, his looks, the way he speaks. Okay, him or
yeah.
Macaulay Culkin. Who would you rather ever have
Yeah.
as a Joker?
That's actually a
Good
good
question,
question.
though. Do you not think?
Yeah.
I saw it in a comment. And I was like, what question?
Okay, so Macaulay, right? He's because they both look the part.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
they're both skinny, they both kind of look like crackheads. Macaulay was a crackhead.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if he's
Pete's in that category as well. So.
Pete's in that category as well, but like he's a bit, you know, more chill about it, all that stuff. But I don't know. Macaulay's got acting experience behind him, but I was just about to say, but Macaulay's been through a lot of stuff because you know he like with his drug problem and all that stuff.
So is
but
Pete.
Pete has been through like loads,
Yeah, on the
like, in regards
verge
to his,
of
like dad
yeah.
and all of that stuff, and you know suicide.
One thing I'd say for Pete is, could you not? Okay, imagine the Joker as a character, Joaquin Phoenix playing it. Yeah. So imagine this.
Yeah.
Imagine there's a scene. He goes to a stand-up comedy club, says a joke, because this relates to when he's with Jay Leno at the end. No one's laughing at what he's saying. That's similar to the feeling of. I completely forgot the word. When you say something on stage and no one. What do they call it? I couldn't think of the word last time.
What, I don't, like no one responds to it. Like,
yeah.
Just like
you bomb on stage, right?
Yeah, you bomb on stage. Yeah.
That's what the Joker was doing. He was bombing on stage, but he wasn't bombing on stage because he wasn't in that environment of a stand-up comedy club. Pete's done that, and I think there's something in that which gives me Joker vibes about Pete. The way he makes, as we spoke about before, how deep his jokes are, and like dark his humor is. I don't know. It gives me like Joker vibes. But then Macaulay Culkin, he seems born for it. Like he genuinely just, it's his mannerisms. It's his mannerisms. Oh,
yeah. I know what you mean. I think I'd have to pick Pete though, despite Macaulay being, you know, born for it and all that stuff, and he's dealt with a lot of stuff recently as well. Pete, right? I feel like he fits it perfectly because listen, Pete. This is Pete's. From what I've seen of Pete Davidson, this is how I assume he looks at life nowadays, going through all of that attempted suicide stuff and all that stuff. He looks at life as if it's a joke now because he makes jokes about the darkest stuff and he doesn't really care.
Well, I feel like he has since like he was 17. I remember watching one of his stand-ups not long ago. I mean, it was probably part of their stand-up, but let's be honest. Like they say, the best way to have. I was reading when I was reading Kevin Hart's book. He said he was making up all these jokes on stage. They just weren't hitting the way you want a joke to hit. And he said when he started getting the ultimate level of like, response from the crowd was when he started adding truth into it. So I always think that's why there's a bit of truth in it. He said he dropped out of college because he didn't like dorming. I just didn't like dorming with people. That shows not taking life too seriously because it's like, I don't like dorming. I mean, could be foolish. It depends on how you perceive it, but just dropped out. Didn't like dorming. How's that like? Just don't care, like the Joker.
I was gonna say because that's how the Joker looked at life. Because eventually, when he fully transformed into the Joker, right? That's how he looked at life.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned
like a joke.
Because at the beginning, do you think I would never say the Joker character ever took life too seriously, but he took it seriously to a degree. You know, like I think just as a normal person, as a normal person,
he still wanted to live normal because like he was never normal, right? What with the laugh and all that stuff.
You understand that instantly.
To be normal, but he wanted to be normal, but eventually by the end of it, he accepted that he was a joke to people. So he kind of
played on that fact.
Yeah, he played on it. He delved into it. Like at the end, he was like, "That's it. I'm a joke. I'm the Joker." You know.
So wicked. Oh, so class. Like, that was actually so class. The
blood smile at the end on the.
Bro, I'm telling you now, elite that scene is. I don't even watch movies, and I know how like insane that scene is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first thing I mentioned to you. I was like, Jay, that bit was so sick.
Yeah.
I was like, when he did that, I was like, that was insane. Because for me, all I know about the Joker, right, before watching it, is what he looks like. And then I'm like, yo, because he didn't have that throughout the whole movie, did he?
The
smile, that specific smile.
Yeah, he just had the red lipstick around it.
Yeah.
Finally, at the end part where he put it up.
So I think without realizing the whole movie, I'm thinking something's missing. Something's missing. Like that's a Joker, but there's something that's not the Joker on him. And you see at the end, and it all adds up like a puzzle, and you're just like, I'm saying,
That's it. Yeah,
just like
yeah. Yeah, and that's symbolized as well. Like the last thread that he had to
to be in the Joker,
kind of
like the full
grasp him on
transformation. Yeah,
y-
sick.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's it. It was
I loved
broken,
it.
and then that was it. No return from that point. It's great. Loved it.
So, Joker 2.
Joker
I'm
2,
sure it won't be named Joker 2. Imagine they did
yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
straight trolling.
It'll probably have a different name, yeah.
So, Joker, well, we'll call it Joker 2.
Okay.
Or Return of the Joker. No, no, no. We'll call it Joker 2. All right. Thoughts? Thoughts? What are your. Okay, what are your expectations?
Okay. I've got high hopes for it
I think you just have to
because
naturally, don't you?
because one, it's gonna have same actor Joaquin Phoenix, right? And two, it will have the same director. And
So let me just double check. Keep speaking. I'll double check if it is the same director.
yeah, it's the guy who directed what was it they directed? It was like a comedy movie. Anyways, same director and stuff. Hopefully it will be. If it's the same director, then I think
Todd
I
Phillips.
think it's got to be good. Todd Phillips, that's the one. Yeah, yeah, same director. Yeah.
He co-wrote the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
just spot on.
yeah, and he works. He worked really really well with Joaquin.
Mm-hmm. I think you
And
could
he
tell
has
Joaquin's like a unique actor in the sense of if he gels with the director, you get the best out of him, and when you get the best out of him, you get a world-class movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think Todd took it to like a really took like the first Joker movie to like a really really nice place. You know, I think it was if it was any other director, they would have really tried to make it like a Marvel-y type thing.
Yeah,
Like,
do you not think it's a talent in itself knowing how to end a movie? Like it's obviously that sounds really obvious, right? But how many times you see a movie ending and it doesn't satisfy you fully? Like, it doesn't satisfy you to, what I'm trying to say. Whereas the Joker, on the other hand,
yeah. It is a massive talent. I saw a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people. That I saw there was a few people who like who didn't really like the ending to the Joker. They liked the smile thing, but they didn't really like the part where he's in the psychiatric ward and he's just dancing about and all that stuff.
yeah, again, what incredible, right?
Yeah, what wouldn't you like about that? You know,
That
was great.
You know what I think? I think it's just the message is slightly ambiguous, slightly, right? If you don't go out your way to try to figure these things out or work out in your head, I think some people want it in front of them. They want it explicit. Don't want it implicit. Yeah.
I was gonna say I was gonna say it's better if it's ambiguous, but then
But
again,
some people don't like subtitles. You know, it's just...
but there's some people that just they don't really want to read into things. They just want to know.
Which fair enough.
That's more like that. Like
but then the Joker stopped the movie for you then.
Yeah, exactly. Like don't get me wrong, I love Marvel and I love DC, but I love Marvel. But like I feel like it's more of the Marvel fan base that are a bit like that, you know, because
shots
that with the Marvel movies and stuff, they've been conditioned into this kind of
you're sending shots, bro.
Yeah, no, but like it's I don't know.
No, I hear you.
Many layers to a lot of characters. Recently, actually, they have done that for some characters.
Well, you take inspiration from these other movies that come out, where characters do have layers, and you realize you have to level up.
Like Thor had quite a few layers to him, actually. Like later on, and Iron Man later on as well. He had a lot.
Iron Man was always sick, though. I think, like, I mean, you know, I haven't watched any of the movies, but two I have watched is the first Iron Man and the first Spider-Man. I love them both. I think they were both sick.
Yeah,
so something raw about them, you know. I don't know how to explain it. Something raw.
Yeah, you know the first Spider-Man that you watched. Do you mean like
Peter Parker, where he's like a pizza guy, he gets bitten?
Yeah. That's not the new Spider-Man. That's part of like the current Marvel thing. That was like the old one.
Yeah, I'm talking like the OG. Yeah. Like when we're kids, when we were tiny. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that one as well. Yeah, that I watched that one when I was proper young, and that was really cool. You see, I think that Spider-Man had more layers to it than the current one does.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was something because he was genuinely such a normal guy.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's what I get from it. I haven't watched it in a while, so yeah.
yeah. You know why I think that one has a few more layers to it than this one? It's
Go on.
because he's a normal guy, but he also had a darker side to him. You know, especially when it hit Spider-Man 3 in his like series when he got like when it had like Venom in there and stuff like that. He he really showed like a dark side to him, where he did a lot of immoral things. Whereas this current Spider-Man, the most he has to him is he makes a mistake, but
Mm.
never malice. You know, he never has malice in him, which I think, yeah, cool. A hero needs
Oh,
to
so
have
you?
a good moral compass, but
Oh,
at the same
okay.
time, if you want to have a hero that has lots of depth to him, he needs to have a
He should
darker
have.
side to
Yeah, of
him.
course. Yeah,
That's why I love
yeah,
Batman so much. He does.
yeah.
He's an anti-hero. He does the right thing. No, he does uh, the wrong things, but for the right reason.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hang on. Agree with you.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, all in all, I think we're looking forward to the next movie, and we're gonna definitely go and watch it. And hopefully, at that time, we're at the point where we're like probably like vlogging it, right?
yeah.
And we
Okay,
do
yeah,
like an actual review.
yeah. Little
We've probably got a
recording of
year.
us before we go into the cinema and then
Yeah,
afterwards.
legit.
Yeah,
Nah, I think that'd be wicked. But yeah,
yeah.
all in all, looking forward to it. Any last words, Jay?
High hopes. That's my last words.
Right. Right. See you guys in the next video.
So, bye.